How's it going? You still feel the rubbing right on the side here, or where do you usually get? Just on your fingers? What about on your thumb? You okay? So you don't have that thumb problem anymore? Okay. Alright. That snap right there, we want to try to get it, instead of here, we want to try to get it more up inside here. That'll take some pressure off your fingers. Because what we want to be able to do is get down there, put your thumb, and then let the ball turn your hand instead of you just kind of ripping through it. And you're going to find that you're going to have more rotation with less pressure on your hand. Because you really don't want to have to handcuff yourself all the way left. You know, you want to be able to play straighter lines, and you want to be able to get that ball longer. Because a lot of times when the hits start to go away, you know, that ball starts to overreact on you. Okay. That actually was a pretty good reaction. You got the ball down lane, you can actually get yourself, you know, right a little bit. Okay, so try to throw it the same way. You want to feel less and less on your fingers. That was better. Remember, go smooth here. Don't muscle. Just kind of push out and drop. Actually, I like that one. That was pretty good. Go ahead and move your feet to your right. And we want to get more consistency with it, where when you throw the ball like this, and you're under control like this, what you're going to find is you're going to be able to hit the pocket more often, and that equates to higher scores. I mean, we know you can pop out 250s, but we want you to be able to go, 230, 250. We want you to stay in that general area instead of, go back and forth. And you'll find you'll get into a rhythm a little bit quicker, where sometimes, what I'll see is like in a tournament, in the beginning, you're not, you're kind of shaky. And then as you loosen up, then things get better. If you do it this way, you're going to get looser faster. So that was 2 solid shots. Like I said, it's really about doing what you do more often. It's not changing the way you do things. What do you think happened on that one? Let me see. Look, if you look, it looks like you controlled the swing a little bit. Instead of just letting everything just kind of happen. It looks like you controlled it a little bit. And that causes you to really, as the ball's coming down, your shoulders are closed, it's going to push about 4 or 5 boards right. How's that one drilled? I think Reed's kind of earlier. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. This one's going to read earlier. Were you originally standing with this ball? That's where I want you to stand with this one. Just remember, nice and easy, nice and easy. See, what normally happens, you go through your progression. Your approach is pretty standard. It's just that when you control it, then what happens when it's coming down, it pushes your release point further to the right. Because what you want to be able to do is keep that ball out in front of you, not really get out to the side. What was that? Your finger? Okay. I said the biggest thing is make sure you're not over rotating this way. That'll take pressure off here. That's still a pretty good shot though. Let the ball come down on its own. I love the overall pace on that spare shot. The overall pace on that spare shot, that's the pace that you really should have on your first ball. Should be nice and comfortable. You can see where it's a little bit closer in. Just work on trying to get closer and closer to here. But keep it that smooth. So you're playing tennis now? What days do they practice? What days do they practice? That's awesome.
Sunday night force, last chance to get your tickets behind lanes 11 and 12. Last chance to get your tickets behind lanes 11 and 12.
Okay. Keep going. I like it. If you can just learn to do that consistently and then hit your target, I think you'll see a noticeable difference in your strike percentage. So the biggest thing we want to make sure is you create rhythm, so you got to make sure here is that you have a nice smooth transition here. So you get up and then let it come down on its own. So it creates more of a flow. And really just learn to be a little nice and relaxed right there at the bottom of the plate. Your body's going to remember to turn it. So you don't have to really think about it anymore. Just remember, slide into it. I'll let you get the ball to where you want it to go. When you pull down on the ball, the angle that you're trying, like say you're trying to get this angle, you pull down on it, it's going to be like that. How did you like that one? Did you like that one? Just remember, we don't want the shoulder to really snap through. We want it to be nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Overall, your head is a lot more steady than it was. It doesn't move around like it did. So I want you to look at the first ball, and tell me what you see. What do you see? A little bit more control. Just overall, you can see it. So the big thing is just allow it to get down here, and then your shoulder will rotate on its own. Because the good thing is right now, you get yourself in a good position. If you can put the ball here, gravity will turn the ball. Where a lot of times if you're here and you put it here, you've got to really hit it. But if you can get yourself to the point where you get here, let that ball just kind of drop in there. It's got to push your hand like that. A couple more good ones. I want you to get 2 more good ones with each. I mean, really, really tend back and stay smooth with your shoulder. Right? You know what you did on that one, right? Okay. Just remember, if you're patient, you'll keep the angles you're trying to hit. Allow everything to happen. It actually wasn't bad, off by just a little bit. Remember, just slide in, let the ball get there. Don't try to turn your hand around it. Just nice and easy. So what's going to happen instead of having this angle here, you're going to have more of that. So it's going to accelerate this way instead of this way. See what I mean by consistency though? Sometimes one will go this way, sometimes one will go that way. So that's why you want to smooth everything out. Let everything have slide in and just let the ball get there. Open up your hips just a little bit more. So that allows you to protect the ball more from left to right. Now just let the ball roll. I just think you're a little bit too far left. I think you kind of snuck that way. Wow, that is a huge bridge. Wow. No, it just that space in between that. They're just kind of big. Back in the day, we used to have smaller bridges. See right there, that's not a bad shot. You just got to get your move your feet right a couple. But the overall pace of that was actually what we want. Are you hitting what you're aiming at? Are you hitting your mark? Pretty much. Okay. So take that last shot, go 2-1 right with it. With that ball. Just be patient, be patient. Don't press. Be patient. See, right now, you're giving it a little bit extra. So what happens is, and it happens a lot to us, is when you're not able to get the reaction that you think you were supposed to get, you try to help it. And right now you're helping it way too much. The ball's not rolling like it was in the beginning. Okay. So just relax. Okay. Stay where you are. Slide in, roll that ball off your hand. Okay. Don't try to give it a little extra. Don't pull it down. Let that ball roll off your hand. Okay, that's been like twice. Keep going. Did you hit your mark? Okay. So you might be able to go 2-1 right again. So there's nothing wrong with moving right. A lot of times the ball's not hooking less, it's just getting down lane a little further before it starts to make its move. Okay. Where because the way this one's drilled, you're gonna have more of a grafting. Where this right here, just by where it's drilled and the cover, it's gonna get down. It's gonna really angle up. Okay. So let's get a couple good ones on that, and we're good. Okay. Stop practicing on this one. So on that one, did you feel pretty good? Okay. Did you pull it down? Like I said, it's really about trying to get comfortable and allowing everything to happen. Just like any kind of thing that it has a swing, golf, tennis. If you try to hit it too hard, the ball's not going to go where you really want to do it. You may not get the top spin or the back spin that you really want. The same thing with bowling. If you don't let everything happen, you're not going to get the rotation and the skid that you want to get. And also the angle to your target.
Sunday night foursome. Please take out your white ticket. Your winning lucky ticket number is 8110. 8110.
So every time that you let everything happen, you're throwing the ball well. We all have to learn it, to be honest with you. It's not just you. It's probably one of the most frequent thing that I see, coaching. Everybody just not letting everything happen. It's all right. Just remember, so what happens is, like, if you're here, okay, and that ball's swinging like this, okay, when this moves, it adds another element, okay? So you want to get this movement to a minimum. So when it comes down, you want that ball to get there, get off your hand, and then the shoulder can move forward. What happens if you're here, so this is the angle you're trying to get, okay? So it's going here, and you move this forward. So instead of this angle, you're going to get this angle. So that ball's not going to project like that, okay? Because you're not allowing your swing to take the path that you want it to take. So if you think about it, if I have too much movement here, and I want to go this way, and just coming down and I'm doing this, I'm taking my angle and I'm just coming over here. Okay? So you have to really kind of get the ball in there and allow it to get to the angle that you're trying to get. Okay? That's all you need to do. Because when you actually do that, you can actually get the ball to your target in a direct line. This one right here just kind of looped around. Okay? It's because it's just coming down your shoulder, kind of got going this way. And it's really, what you really want to do is try to get to go more this way. Because then you're not going to push your swing plane too far this way. That's why you want to wait. So that you get up here, you got to wait for the ball to get here. Let it get to the bottom of the swing so you get your release up in here instead of really kind of turning here. I'm about 4 boards right. Okay. So I'm releasing it here instead of really kind of. That's where you're going to get your consistency. One more good one, and I think you're good. So just kind of slide in, wait for the ball to get there. You'll be able to project it a lot better that way. It's all right. Just remember, don't try to overpower it. Let everything happen. It can be deceiving. Everybody thinks that you really have to power the ball through to get it down lane, but it's almost the worst thing you can do because it makes the back end more uncontrollable. Okay. See, if that would just got a couple boards right, that would have been perfect. But you can see it's a smoother transition onto the lane. You don't have that flinch. You see the difference? Patience. Believe it or not, that's the most important thing in bowling. Yeah. Believe it or not. Huh? Yeah. Just a different pattern. You can see. You can see the way it's drilled. Yeah. That one's gonna have an earlier roll and it's kind of more of an even one. The other one gets down and just kind of angles up. We don't really want them to get kind of handcuffed into staying too far right and just trying to do this. Try to get more of a direct line to it. Right. Exactly. And the big thing is, just like in like a golf swing or your tennis swing, if you swing too hard, you're not going to get like the backswing, the backspin or the top spin that you want to get. You have to let it happen. Exactly. Same thing with bowling, where sometimes he has a tendency to really over accelerate, and what happens is when he kind of accelerates, that shoulder pops this way. So yeah, so this is where he's trying to throw it. If his shoulder goes around, it actually goes here. So his angle, instead of angling this way, you may go to the same place, but your angles be like this. So that's the big thing. And if your angle's like this, it's going to hold down the hook a little bit and allow the ball to sit in there. Yeah, exactly. So it's almost any sport to play. Baseball, baseball, basketball. Exactly. He's got a really unorthodox swing, so it actually looks better than it used to, but it's got a long way to go. So yeah, he's got to practice a little more. But eventually, we're gonna have to get him to really. We're gonna have to lay something down so he has to play further right. These kids, they're so used to being, getting that ball to hook that they get into something tough. They don't know how to play it straight up. Yeah. Or even the shorter patterns, if they're going across the lane like this, they kind of handcuff themselves where they've got to hit like a mark like this, where if they can get right and use the right equipment, they can actually control the pocket a little bit better. But that's something that he'll have to learn a little. He hasn't been bowling all that long, so yeah. He just handcuffs himself left all the time. I've seen it a lot.